I have something new for you this season, SJ.
What's that?
I got something on the soundboard to work.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing.
There's one on here called Rim Shot.
Okay. Do you have others?
Yeah. The music is kind of long.
Is this our new theme song?
It can't be.
I mean, Sal would be disappointed. But I do like it. Welcome to Machete Order, the podcast about the shows that everybody still talks about, but nobody still watches. I'm S.J. Pederuti.
And I'm Maxine Philibong.
And our special guest,
Josh Burns. This season, we're watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
To make you a vampire, they have to suck your blood. And then you have to suck their blood. It's like a whole big sucking thing. Mostly, they're just gonna kill you. Why am I still talking to you?
So let's talk about what we've done since season 1. On that cue.
It's been almost a full year.
It's crazy. I know.
Yeah.
Lots changed.
Yeah. You're engaged.
I'm engaged. I'm a decade
Congratulations.
older. Thank you. Thank you. Did you have fun at the party?
I had so much fun at the party.
It was a good time.
When they were doing the piñata, I don't know if I hit too...
It's okay. You're among friends.
I feel really bad about this. I was too powerful. And
Is that what it was? So for context, we had the engagement party at this nice old Newport mansion. And my darling fiance thought it would be a good idea to have a piñata during the party, which you take a bat and then a blindfold and then you ask people to just randomly swing at things. There's a good chance something bad is going to happen. And of course, the only two people who actually did damage to the property were the two former podcast hosts of this
Wait,
show.
I missed Ross doing it.
Oh, Ross did worse.
Did he?
Yeah.
What did he do?
That place is lucky to still be standing. I hope they're
With
not
how
listening.
powerful we are.
It was bad.
It was a wooden bat to a historical house, and my partner got so mad at me for accidentally hitting it.
Yeah.
I feel so bad
People
about
were
it.
concerned.
People were concerned.
And given the fact that since we've met, you've also developed a new appreciation for the sport of baseball,
Yes.
I would have thought you would be better with the bat.
I'm in my baseball era. Did you see what happened with Devers
I know.
yesterday?
Yeah. Well, look at you bringing up a sports reference on a media podcast. I love it.
know.
Yeah.
I've been on Red Sox Twitter, been on Red Sox TikTok. Everyone is really mad. So I think as we're starting this podcast, this is going to be the end of my Red Sox era.
This is the whole point of having a fandom of a sports team is that you live and die by it. You ride the highs and the lows. You talk about it like this.
And you stand by it.
Yes. And you stick through it.
Much like we stick through this podcast almost
Yes.
a year.
We're back for season 2.
We're back for season 2.
Yes. Very high demand for a second season. I had people asking when the second season was going to happen.
No, I felt like a celebrity at your party because everyone was like, Maxine podcaster.
Yeah.
Maxine famous podcaster.
Famous podcaster.
Exactly.
Exactly. As branded by Ross.
Well, I met Ross for the first time at your party in person.
That was nice.
That was really
And
nice.
we got no photos.
Nope.
No.
You just have to believe us.
I'm living the moment.
Speaking of fandoms, SJ, we have a new show this season.
I know.
And it's my turn. You got The Sopranos last season, but now it's me.
Yes, it's you. And when I partnered with you on this, I knew that there would be two different perspectives of what makes a TV show worth rewatching. And you didn't fail me. This first one, I would not have picked it out of a hat. I wouldn't have picked it in maybe my top 10, mostly because I've never seen it.
When I suggested this to SJ, he tried to talk me out of it multiple times.
It's not true. I just wanted you to consider other aspects.
We're doing Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yes, Buffy.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer of 90s fame.
I was a big fan of Sarah Michelle Gellar, The Face. I
Yeah?
didn't really know anything else beyond, there was this milk ad that came out, a Got Milk ad with her,
Yeah.
where she was wearing, Josh knows. You could look it up. As a teenager in 7th grade, this was what made me realize that I appreciated women. And
Okay.
that is pretty much all I know about Sarah Michelle Gellar. And Buffy was a movie first. And I saw the movie and it scared the shit out of me because I was in like 2nd grade.
Yeah.
And so ever since then, I kind of stayed away.
You'll be jazzed to know that the movie is not canon in this universe.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
The movie had a very troubled development, leading Joss Whedon to make this project. There are aspects of the original script that are part of the show, but not really.
Okay, well, that's good because I remember almost nothing about it.
Well, it doesn't even matter, other than that it was scary.
I know literally nothing about the television show.
Okay.
It was interesting to me that you wanted to pick it because apparently it means a lot to you.
It was my favorite show in high school. I remember it was the first show that I think I genuinely binged.
Because it had already run by
Yeah,
the
it
time
already
you got
run.
to high school. It was on when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it was 97 to sometime in the early 2000s. I should have written this part down. Oh, wait. Okay. I did write this down.
You literally have a piece of paper with your show notes.
Well, okay. Hold on.
I'm good at this. We should have had these
I'm learning
vines
the
in season 1.
soundboard.
Not anymore.
Okay. Well, it ran from 97 to 2003. And
Okay.
it has 144 episodes.
Holy shit. And we, just to refresh, we only watched 30 on this show.
I think The Sopranos, how much do The Sopranos have?
86.
A bit more to choose from. We're going to cut it. We have to cut it down even more. But the great thing about Buffy is that although all the episodes contribute to this larger story, every episode can be a standalone.
Sign of a great show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was one of those shows that could like just play on repeat on TV and you could jump in and, you know, that's what kind of made it famous.
Passive television.
Passive television.
I feel like a lot of shows were like that, though, before you got into like the golden era of television,
Yeah.
which given the fact that you went to high school, what I'm going to say, 10 years after Buffy ended.
I graduated high school in 2015.
Jesus Christ, you're so young. That's when we were in like the real golden era of television, and it was expected that you would watch the entire show. And as a result, shows are a lot shorter. But
Yeah.
back in the 90s and even into the 80s, you would see, I think, more solid standalone episodes because it wasn't thought that you would watch the entire show.
Yeah.
These shows would go for 8-10 years. They do 22 episode seasons. So they had to be more of a standalone. But I think Buffy and the shows that were coming out at the end of the millennium and in like Lost is another one of these types of shows. They were thinking about the larger narratives that they were trying to stitch together over the course of seasons, while at the same time still really needing to serve the individual viewer so that you had full context for a story that would only last for 30 minutes. Is Buffy 30?
No. They're like hour-long episodes.
Oh, buckle up.
So you're in for a wild ride. But each season is a season-long narrative and then concludes with the big bad or like the main villain of the season. But in each episode, it kind of has their own villain too. So obviously for hour-long episodes, for 22 episodes per season, I couldn't rewatch it and remember it all myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I found someone who loves Buffy equally as much as I do. My friend Josh. And he's looking around the room right now.
Josh.
Josh!
Hey, how's it going? Hey, great to see you. Hey, guys, how's it going? Hey, hello. Oh, by the way, this is it's saved in my phone as Milky Sarah Michelle Gellar.
That's the image. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, clear to see.
No, don't give that to him.
The pops call it. Yes.
I want to get this phone back at some point. Hey, guys,
Hi.
how's it going?
Great to have you here, buddy.
Great to be here. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Me and Josh are really good friends. He is married to my best friend from college.
Big wife guy.
And Josh's dad is a huge fan of the show.
Hi, Rob.
Wait, a huge fan of Buffy or a huge fan of Machete Order?
Guess what? Both.
Whoa.
This is for him.
Aw, this is great.
Happy Father's Day, or whenever we're recording this.
Josh's dad does not follow Josh's wife, but follows me to message me about Machete Order.
That's fantastic. What a true fan. We appreciate people like that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So this is dedicated to Josh's father. Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, this one's for you. You got anything else you want to say about me? I mean, like, got any other points you want to hit?
Really good friend.
Nice. That's great. I'm glad you wrote that down.
Handsome,
Yeah.
but in
Yeah,
an
they're-
approachable way.
That's so nice of you to...
Good mustache. Is that on there? Got a good stash.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
I didn't really like it too much at first, but it really grew on me.
Is this entire season going to be like that? 'Cause-
Yeah.
Oh, boy. He's got notes, too. Good Lord.
I am Josh. It's nice to meet everyone. All the fans of Machete Order out there. Oh, Machete Nation. I personally invented podcasts, me and Sarah Koenig. I This is stupid.
No, keep going. I'm
going.
appreciating this backstory.
You know what's great audio is you can't, viewers at home cannot see this, but Josh wrote a little stand-up bit.
Yeah, I got a tight 5. I think if we need to loosen things up, get everything started, this is going to be a regular thing. But yeah, no, I'm a huge fan of the podcast, and I have been for, as long as you guys have started it. I love the idea.
What made you like it so much?
It's a great concept. I personally get very heated with how quickly people recommend TV, movies, magazines, books, stuff like that. People don't tend to take into account just how serious a recommendation is, like a TV show.
Yeah.
144 episodes. I'm not just going to go watch all that. Are you serious? But the idea of cutting it down to be like, if you watch these, you get the right idea, I think is great.
Yes. Well, we appreciate it. That's exactly why we created the show.
I'm glad you think so, Josh, because we have gotten a lot of flack for the concept of the
Did
show.
you read my set? As you're leading into my next bit, and I appreciate that. I will say that I read the reviews, and I do have a couple suggestions from the fans.
Okay.
According to what I read, you guys pronounced every single word wrong.
Oh, boy. Yeah, we got a little trouble for that. I also caught a lot of flack for not knowing what gabagool was.
Well, I feel like we learned pretty quickly.
Oh, yeah. No, my family let us know about it.
You're a woman.
Yeah.
Was there ever a confusion about that?
No, that's just a complaint.
Oh.
I read a lot.
Oh, man.
They're vicious. The foot thing?
What was the Oh, SJ taking off his shoes on the airplane?
God, you know what? I have stopped doing that, though, since
Bullying works.
yes.
And we should have had that part of the catch-up earlier.
How we've changed? We did talk about how we changed.
Yeah,
I just
you
didn't
changed for the better.
Yeah.
This one says, I do love the show. When's it coming back?
Oh. Now.
Now,
It is now.
with you, Josh. You love Buffy. Yes.
Fee?
Buffy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell me more about, kind of your personal connection to the show?
Yeah, I watched Buffy as it was coming out, as they say, and I, loved it. I kept up with that. I mean, me and my dad would watch it all the time as the new episodes were coming out. And then when Angel is
That
a
was the spinoff.
spin-off show that ran concurrently, and there were crossover episodes between the two, it was the coolest thing in television to me at the time.
And this was running on the WB? Is that where
It ran on a couple different networks over the course of the run. What did it start out on?
Yeah, it started on the WB and then moved to the UPN.
UPN. Do you remember UPN?
And I don't.
UPN 28, UPN 30. That was a great little network.
Now the CW.
Is that what it is now?
Yes.
Yeah. They're all going to be irrelevant in about 5 years.
Yeah,
Just
kind of irrelevant now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in regards to what you were saying earlier about it being not necessarily serialized, it being, you could jump in at any point, it was a great mixture of both. There were, Monster of the Week episodes where Buffy's a vampire slayer, is a vampire slaying some new vampire. And then there would be episodes that advance the plot along with it. And it was just a real best of both worlds situation. So fun to watch.
Was there like an uber baddie that spanned across multiple seasons?
It's pretty evident that they didn't know how long they were going to have. So no, there wasn't a lot of building up. It was each season had its main bad guy.
This was back in the day when you would pretty much just get a season by season renewal.
As we progress along, we'll get to see where they really thought they were going to be canceled. Because it really goes down from there.
Oh, you can tell there's the start like, oh, they don't want to do this anymore. But so I watched it all as it was coming out, watched Angel along with it, and then have since gone back whenever I need like a comfort show to watch. I've watched Buffy and Angel so many times.
And this was a Joss Whedon original story, right?
Joss Whedon.
Yes.
Huh?
He invented the concept after it had already been a movie, but he took this and made it into a television show.
He directed the movie as well.
Oh, he did?
And it's Joss Whedon, I believe.
Josh, that's why I said Josh.
We're going to mess that up a lot.
Joss. I knew it was J. I know who Joss Whedon is. I used my accent, all right?
Oh, it's the accent.
Yeah. We'll get to him. My question is, was he the showrunner the entire run of the show?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
As horrible as it is to put a person's name to a artistic project, he was behind, he was there the entire time.
Okay.
And he was a weird guy.
He was a weird guy.
He's still alive and he's still weird, isn't he?
I don't
Yeah.
want to hear it. God, what was the interview that I had that he did, spending a day with Joss Whedon and him referring to himself as an actual vampire? I mean, a horrible sex assault allegations. I don't know how much we can say, but he's been a nightmare person to work with and horrible person to have in a position of power, as it's turned out to be the case. So we love this show. And in the interest of separating the art from the artist, there are a lot more people than just him involved in the production of this. I think it's okay to still like this kind of thing, but everybody has to draw their own line.
Yeah. So this is the pre-season disclaimer.
We love this show. We do not condone. Well, I condone every single thing he's ever done.
I'm going to cut that out.
Sorry. You had to be there.
So that's the disclaimer. Joss Whedon, weird guy, weird sexual assault stuff, bad to work for. That being said,
Love
proceed
the
with
show.
caution.
Yeah.
The show has, what makes the show such a important show for you, Maxine?
I think for me, it was kind of the first show that I watched where there was like this powerful female character, and she's kind of like a typical Valley girl, right? She's blonde, she's skinny, she's pretty, she's like the whole package. But she's not the kind of hero that kind of sits around and just waits for a man to save her. She is kind of just like saving herself in every single episode, every single season. And that was like really powerful for me when I was a teenager. Also seeing like a lot of queer representation in the show. Get into that maybe a little later in the season. I think Buffy has played such a big role in pop culture in general. I don't know if you know this, SJ. There's this study called Buffology.
Is this a study like Scientology is a study?
It's a study of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Okay. Professor Maxine.
Professor
Classes
Maxine.
in session.
Buffy itself has led to books, there's articles. There's a master's degree you can get that has to do with like cult in film and TV, and it centers around Buffy the Vampire Slayer too. So there's a lot of academic text around like Buffy and sociology and philosophy and women's study. I think the first book was written in 2001. And it was called Slayage, the online journal of Buffy studies, and essays were published in there, and it still continues to be published.
So is this the Buffology? Does it focus on the story or what these themes represent in society?
I think both.
Okay.
I mean, it had such a huge impact on culture in general. Everyone was talking like the teens in Buffy for a little while.
It's called Slayer term.
Slayer.
Slayer slang. Sorry.
So there's like a lingo that came out of Buffy.
100%.
Yeah.
Interesting. Any phrases that I would know as a old straight white millennial?
Yeah, you use all of them, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Down.
You know that when someone is like, talk much?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Buffy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Watching the show today, you think it's going to be, okay, a bunch of teens written by a bunch of adult men. It's going to be kind of grading the dialogue and everything like that. I am amazed when I still go back today. And I do have, maybe a little bit of a bias, but it's really listenable dialogue, really human. The character development throughout the entire thing is, you really feel for these characters. You get to know them. They are people. My favorite thing in media is when two characters that are supposed to be funny are trying to make each other laugh instead of just the audience, And there's so much of that in this show.
So for people who aren't familiar with the format of the show, we have two guests who have seen the show before and one who has not. And so Max and Josh obviously are the ones who have seen this show. They will be making recommendations to me, the unindoctrinated, to watch. They don't have to be in any particular order, and we do 3 at a time.
Yes.
And there are going to be a bunch of cuts. Again, this is 144 episodes. Where we managed somehow to cut that down to 30.
It took forever.
You guys already have the 30 locked out?
Josh has an entire spreadsheet.
Oh my God. This is what I was hoping it would evolve to. But when we did season 1 with The Sopranos, we were kind of just winging it.
Well, I didn't wing anything. I was sitting back and I was watching it.
I have a
but now,
color-coded spreadsheet
I
with
love
notes
this.
on each episode about it advances these plots and these characters and does all this.
I'm super impressed.
actually, I really have to give it to you for last season. I didn't realize how much work this was going to be.
It is a lot more work.
It's a lot more work.
Yeah. The host has got a lot of work. So sounds like Josh did all the work, though.
I did some.
No. We had the idea of splitting up who rewatches what seasons. And I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. And then I've watched the whole series twice now since
Since you decided to host. Yeah. Good for you.
I watched it once.
The impressive thing is not going and watching Angel instead, because I love that show. But Buffy's even better.
Well, I'm stoked to get into this, guys. This would not have been in my canon of things to select, and that's exactly why we have the show. So yeah, hit me. What are we going to start with?
Okay. We're going to start with kind of an overarching, this is what Buffy's about, with season 1, episode 1.
It's an off-the-wall pick for the first episode.
Yeah,
to make actually the first episode.
A lot different than what you did last season with making me...
Watch the finale first. Yeah.
We will be moving things around later on in the show, but the first episode of Buffy, I think a lot of TV shows take a little while to get their leg.
Yeah, usually pilots suck.
Yeah, like they don't have the voices of the characters yet. You know, this is stuff that's not going to like follow through on the rest of the show. I think not the case with Buffy.
Well, I think also they had an entire movie to get it wrong, and now they have a pilot.
That could be the pilot, the movie.
Yeah.
A great movie, by the way. I didn't get to say, but I love that movie.
Really?
Do you?
No, but it is one of the best bad movies. If you are entertained by a bad movie, you could do way worse than.
It is. I remember it being super campy. I've seen like clips of it.
Well, the show is also super campy.
Okay. But it ran during it would come out at what, like 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon on WB? It wasn't like a show that came out at 9, was it?
I mean, I remember watching it like prime time.
Okay,
so,
it was prime time.
like
All
nighttime stuff.
Also, for the 3 episodes we picked, I think it's just going to give you like kind of a lay of the land for the rest of the series they're going to watch. But there are going to be more controversial, but you'll meet all the important characters. So we got season 1, episode 1. Next episode, season 1, episode 7, Angel.
Again, in the first season, it's a lot of that Monster of the Week stuff. Really fun episodes. There's some really good stuff in there, but
you don't need to watch it.
You don't need to watch it.
Yeah, you only get 30. So Angel is episode 7.
Yes.
So he shows up real quick. Okay.
Oh, he's in episode 1.
Ah, interesting. No spoilers.
Well, you're going to meet everyone. And then for the last episode, season 1, episode 12, Prophecy Girl.
Ooh, intriguing title.
It is
the finale. Oh.
There's only 12 episodes in the first one.
Wow.
And then the rest of the seasons have like 22, 24 episodes.
Okay. They knew they had a hit after that.
Yeah. Okay. So I think this is going to give you like the entire first season of the show.
Nice. With 8 seasons, you realize you only have 30 episodes. We only do 10 installments of the podcast for the entire show. You're pretty much just picking 3 episodes per show.
Yeah. Are you saying that doesn't feel like enough? You want us to give you more?
No, I got all that. The rules are the rules. I appreciate that you have other recommendations that you wish you could get to, but this is all the time we have time for, you know?
And I'll say for the buffologists at home that what we're really going to be going for with this is telling the overarching story of Buffy, the character, her journey, learning about being a vampire slayer, what Buffy is a nickname for, whether or not they ever answer that question. You know, the characters and the relationships throughout the show, because that's the stuff that I think really sticks. The Monster of the Week stuff is great and had its impact too, but we're going to try and tell it.
These are my favorite types of stories where there's like the catchy thing, the gimmick that you're there for, which would be like, I imagine, the Monster of the Week and the creative ways that she decides to vanquish this monster. But then you stay for the stuff that actually makes an impact on how you start to define yourself as a person.
I could tell you right now 4 times this show makes me cry every time I watch these certain scenes.
Wow. Don't tell me, because I want to see if I experience that myself.
For sure.
Because that's the trick of the show.
No, you made me skip those episodes.
Oh, wow.
I was like, no crying. Man up.
The trick of the podcast, though, is can I, at the end of all of this, appreciate Buffy to a relatable level that you can as sincere enthusiasts? And if that happens, mission accomplished. And if it doesn't, well, that's okay, too. Somebody out there will appreciate it. Listen along, people. If you're listening to the podcast, there's a reason we do it every week and we only do 3 episodes, an installment. So you can watch it and follow along with us. That's the point.
Yep.
These shows came out a long time ago. Nobody actually still watches this.
No one wants to watch 144 episodes. You know how long it's going to take? Well, Josh did it twice. So maybe you don't have an
God knows how long it takes. But it's a chance to have a conversation about it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts?
I feel like you have a closing thought.
You got your tight 5? You got your closer?
Are you
sound
excited?
bar was great. I'm excited.
Are you excited for the journey?
I'm excited just to hang out with you guys every week, too. That's what I'm
hang out again.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
We still do. After the season ended, we still kept on hanging out, but
we are friends.
not the same when you're behind the mic.
And Josh.
No, it's going to be great. Yeah. I'm glad you're here. I don't care what Maxine says. I think you're going to be great on the show.
Thanks, SJ.
All right. Well,
Okay.
well, that's
I want to
that.
bring Ross in and get the real take of this.
We'll see you next week.
Bye. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Machete Order. Join us on all the socials, TikTok, Instagram, X.
We're not on there. And listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Special thanks to our social media producer, Nicole Kemet.
And thanks to Brother Sal for the use of his song, I Will Tell. This was a Rotary Studios production.